Welcome to a special New Year's Eve bonus episode of Split Reels. I'm Brody, and while Nate is off celebrating with his family during these holidays, I want to take a moment to reflect on this incredible year of cinema. Whether you're prepping for a party, driving to meet friends, or just relaxing at home, join me for a quick rundown of my favorite films from 2024. Before we get to my list, I do have a few movies that I saw this month that were top of mind. Nosferatu, which has been getting a ton of buzz from Robert Eggers. I really appreciated the craft of this film and did enjoy the watch. It just wasn't my jam. A Complete Unknown from James Mangold, which is a biopic about Bob Dylan. Timothée Chalamet's performance of Dylan was awe-inspiring to say the least. I didn't know what to expect, but I enjoyed the ride from song to song, charting Dylan's career. Then earlier this month, I saw Craven, the latest and maybe last film in Sony's Spider-Man without Spider-Man movie universe. It's not great. I would say it's better than Madam Web, though, which was indeed a movie that exists, and it has a few stars in it. This leads right into recapping the year at a glance. The aftermath of 2023 WGA and SAG strikes continued to impact release schedules throughout 2024. Let's hope moving forward, studios treat artists, writers, folks who craft these films with the respect and dignity that they deserve, and we continue to get amazing films for the years to come. We also have the unfortunate but increasing trend of limited theatrical windows before streaming releases, further pushing folks to just kind of wait for it to come to home rather than going out and supporting our local theaters. However, looking at the domestic box office numbers, the 13 highest grossing movies of the year all were part of a larger franchise as sequels, outside of Wicked, which technically is a prequel of Wizard of Oz, but probably the most original movie on that list, coming in at the third highest grossing film domestically. Then we have Deadpool & Wolverine breaking records at number 2, while becoming the highest R-rated grossing movie of all time. And lastly, number 1, we have Inside Out 2 demonstrating Pixar's enduring appeal. So yeah, the 13 highest grossing movies, all part of a larger franchise. What's going on? We're getting sequelitis, I guess. However, I can only see so many movies in a year. In fact, I watched 96 movies that I at least checked in a Letterboxd. I still didn't have time to see all the movies that were nominated for Best Picture at Golden Globes. We don't have the Academy Awards nomination list yet. However, a handful of the ones that are Golden Globes will be on Academy Awards as well. Here are some of the films I would like to watch at some point soon that I missed. Sing Sing, The Wild Robot, Conclave, The Brutalist, Baby Girl, Queer, The Apprentice, A Different Man. All these movies have done great amongst audience members and critics to some extent, and I'm excited to still see them. I'll hopefully be able to see Baby Girl here in a couple days. So let's get to that list, starting with the honorable mentions. In these movies on this small sub-list, they didn't quite make the top 7. That's kind of what I did. I did a top 7 list. However, I still loved each one of these films. Started off the year with Beekeeper. This movie was so much fun, especially for a January release. Josh Hutcherson ate up his role with Jason Statham, being Jason Statham, killing so many people. What's not to love? Then we have Lisa Frankenstein. I can see this film becoming a cult classic in the years to come. Fall Guy. This is probably more of a guilty pleasure, as I know a ton of critics and folks were not kind to this rom-com. But I have such a love for the stunts and the stunt performers that this was kind of like a little love letter to everyone in that industry doing the stunts. And they also had that world record stunt roll of the car in camera in the movie, which is really cool. Abigail. I really wish they did not spoil the main twist of this movie in the trailer. Otherwise, this would have had a bigger impact on the first watch, but still a ton of fun. Heretic. The acting of all 3 of our leads in this, they were amazing. Hugh Grant knocked it out of the park as a hilarious antagonist who makes a lot of great points about religion and belief in general. If you are religious and watch this movie, I'm curious to know what your take is. And then we have Late Night with the Devil. The choice to make this feel like a TV special in 1977 was a terrific medium. David Dastmalchian. I don't even know how to say his last name, but he needs to lead more movies. Yeah, he's always excellent in everything that he's cast in, and he killed it in this role. So excited to see more of him in the future. Now on to my top 7 movies of the year. I did a top 7 because 7 just felt right when I was listing out all the movies. I kind of hit a stopping point of what I felt like were the top movies of the year, in my opinion at least. Yeah, this is all totally subjective. I mean, every list is. So let's just get to it. Number 7, Didi. Being a 90s kid, this nostalgic time capsule was amazing. Definitely a slice of life, like coming of age story for a first generation immigrant child trying to fit in at school. While much of that didn't personally happen to me, I still was able to relate very closely to the main character in certain situations in this movie, and I just loved it. Not much technically happened, but yeah, it was a great movie. Love Lies Bleeding. This is Rose Glass's sophomore follow-up to Saint Maud. Katie O'Brien stands out next to industry titans like Ed Harris. And man, this is a wild ride of a movie. Loved every minute of it. Coming in at number 5, Civil War. Many folks were put off that Alex Garland didn't show a more like true-to-life Civil War movie in our politically tense 2024, but I feel like that played into its strengths to focus specifically on the photojournalist, who rarely get to see the spotlight on their career choice, just in general. And yeah, I'd watch it many more times. Coming in at number 4, Strange Darling. I went in mostly blind, absolutely loved the nonlinear chapter style storytelling of this story, where your beliefs and the characters are constantly changing with each new chapter being told out of order. You have no idea what's going to happen until it all comes full circle at the end, connecting all 6 chapters that you've seen at different points out of order. Coming in at number 3, Dune Part 2. While technically not a sequel, this is just a second part to the complete story of the first book. This was all the best parts that part 1 was missing, I think, in my opinion. So much action, so much drama, and yeah, this was a fantastic film to see, especially in Dolby Atmos, if you have the chance to see that. The sound design, cinematography, everything about this movie was done amazingly. Cheers to Denny. Coming in at number 2, The Substance. I truly did go into this movie blind, and what a film. I sat there on the opening weekend with a full crowd. My mouth was wide open for the majority of the movie. I did not know what I was getting into. Margaret Qualley, Demi Moore knocked it out of the park in this body horror wild concept of the film. We need more original movies, ideas like these. And that also kind of goes right into number 1, Honora. We need more Mickey Madison, Sean Baker, more original ideas like this. This was such a wild ride of a movie. I never knew what was going to happen next, and I enjoyed every minute of it. So yeah, that's my top 7. Now let's go ahead and look ahead to 2025. We'll have the Academy Awards coming up, and we'll get to see who takes home an Oscar. With new releases, we have so many to look forward to, like Mickey 17, 28 Years Later, Warfare, The Amateur, Fantastic Four, Superman, and many, 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 many more that haven't even been announced yet. So really looking forward to 2025 and all the new releases that are coming then. I'll leave you with a hint at our next episode with a sci-fi film that just celebrated its 10th anniversary. We get to dive into the world of Christopher Nolan. Thanks for joining me on this special year-end episode of Split Reels. Whether you're heading out to celebrate or having a quiet night in, I hope 2025 brings you joy, laughter, plenty of great movies to discuss. You can always keep track of what I'm watching throughout the year on my Letterboxd account. Find me by searching my name, Brody, on there. And then don't forget to follow Split Reels on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, whatever, to share your own top films of 2024. Till next time, keep watching, keep exploring the world of cinema, and Happy New Year!